This is news on WhatsApp Caribbean for Tuesday, December 9th, 2014. Stay with us as we brief you on developments in the region. I am Deanza Roberts. Coming up in the news, regional law enforcement personnel complete polygraph examiner's course. Grenada's Prime Minister applauds Cuba for their role in the regional development. And Buju Banton wants an early release from prison. In sports, West Indies names its 30-man squad for ICC Cricket World Cup 2015. The details when we return. The news is being brought to you compliments Carib Fire TV.
Bushy Park Circuit. Let's go! Circuit. Let's go!
In the news, Director of Public Prosecutions Charles Leacock will this week deliver the feature address during the closing ceremony for a training course in the science and practice of polygraph examinations held in Barbados. The course, which attracted a number of law enforcement personnel in the region, was conducted by the Academy of Polygraph Science based in Florida. The officers are now better equipped to execute a lie detector test after completing the basic training course, which was hosted by the Regional Security System in collaboration with the United States government under the auspices of the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative for personnel from its member. The closing ceremony takes place this Friday, December 12th at the Regional Police Training Center in Seawell, Christchurch, Barbados. Grenada's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has applauded Cuba for their role in regional development. Speaking to colleagues at the 5th Cuba CARICOM Summit yesterday in Havana, Cuba, the Prime Minister praised Cuba for their continued contribution to the development of the region, citing Grenada's international airport as a monument for the deep relationship that the countries share. Prime Minister Mitchell identified several areas for which there should be more cooperation and financing for regional development. These include the mitigation of the effects of natural disasters and non-communicable diseases, the improvement of educational systems, infrastructure, and ICT platforms, as well as addressing the region's debt issue. A commission of inquiry has begun to look into the circumstances that led to the deaths of 70 people during a joint police-military operation in Kingston, Jamaica in May 2010. The inquiry, which began on December 1st, will hear from over 500 witnesses over a 3-month period. The commission will determine, among other things, whether security forces used excessive measures during its incursion into the West Kingston community of the Tivoli Gardens. The killings occurred over a 4-day period after the government, led by former Prime Minister Bruce Golding, declared a state of emergency to allow the police and the military to execute a warrant for Judas Coke's arrest. Coke was subsequently extradited to the United States, where he is currently serving a 23-year jail sentence. Finally in news, Jamaica's reggae star Buju Banton wants to be released early from his 10-year U.S. prison term under a recent change in federal drug sentencing guidelines. This singer is appealing his 2011 conviction on a cocaine distribution conspiracy charge. He is scheduled for release in 2019. The Tampa Tribune reports are that Banton filed a motion asking to be released early under the change that reduces sentencing guidelines for most drug offenses and can be applied retroactively. Banton's 10-year sentence is the minimum mandatory sentence for his conviction, stemming from a 2009 arrest following a sting operation. Banton wants the court to reduce his sentence and release him to the U.S. immigration authorities so that he can be deported to his homeland, Jamaica. That was a look at news. The news came to you compliments Carib Fire TV. Up next, a look at sports. Welcome back. In sports, the West Indies Cricket Board selection panel has named the 30-man provisional squad for the ICC Cricket World Cup to be played in Australia and New Zealand in February and March 2015. The squad includes several players who are yet to play at the one-day international level. These are left-arm seamer Kenroy Peters, Imran Khan, the experienced leg-spinning all-rounder off-spinner Ashley Nurse, 19-year-old fast bowler Makino Minley, Evan Lewis, the 22-year-old left-handed opener, and Jonathan Carter, the left-hander from Barbados. West Indies will play in Pool B in the preliminary round of the 11th edition of the ICC Cricket World Cup. They will do battle alongside defending champions India, Ireland, Pakistan, South Africa and Zimbabwe. Well, that's a look at sports. The sports came to you compliments Fantasy Nail and Beauty Touch, located upstairs Case House on Roebuck Street, Bridgetown, Barbados. Telephone 232-2900. Up next, a recap of your headlines.
Bushy Park Circuit. Let's go! Circuit. Let's go!
Looking back at the top stories making news, regional law enforcement personnel completes polygraph examiner's course. Grenada's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell applauds Cuba for their role in regional development. And Buju Banton wants an early release from prison. In sports, West Indies names its 30-man squad for ICC Cricket World Cup in 2015. That was a look at news. It came to your compliments Carib Fire TV. Remember, for more developments in terms of news, log on to whatsupcaribbean.com. For more regional entertainment, log on to caribfire.com. Until then, Deanza Roberts, thanks for joining us.